look at this video and this live. Today I'm going to be talking about emotional medical procedures. And what that means in English is when you go in to have a procedure, you go in to talk to the doctor, you go in to have a therapy, you go in to get control of your health care. Well, what's going to happen? And it is emotional. I'm sure that when you go into the dentist that you're not real excited. I'm sure that if you're going to go in and get a colonoscopy, it's not necessarily something that you are totally thrilled about, but it's necessary. Prevention is really what I'm driving at in this format, because I am well aware that if you go on the internet right now and Google men's health, it's a flat line. It's dead. Nobody's talking about it. Why? Because men don't care. Why don't men care? They would rather stay at home and die. And the reason why I'm being emphatic at this point is I've had 3 people in 3 months, all men, who had underlying illnesses. They felt terrible. People, their friends, family, told them they looked terrible. They felt terrible. They didn't. Anyhow, the point of them is they died at home. And I don't want you to do that. You know, you're part of the friends on Facebook. So I'm looking to get that turned around. So let's just jump into it. You know, what is taboo to talk about with your healthcare professional? Anybody? Anybody? I'm looking at the feed here. Nothing. You should be able to talk about everything. And when I talk about everything, I'm not talking about your ability to pay or whether or not you're getting foreclosed on, but you can talk about the stress, and you can talk about some of the things that are going on in home with your sleep, with your relationships, with your exercise program, with your diet, because these are all very important things in the management of your health. You know, one of the things that we've got to understand is that there's no patient advocates out here for us. You may have an insurance individual in the room, you may have an interpreter in the room, but they're not advocating for you. You have to do that. Now, I've had advocates in my life. I had one procedure where I took a knife and stabbed it right in here, and I lost total control of this thumb. It wouldn't do anything, and I was not happy about that. So I went through not 1, not 2, but 3 different surgeries. On the second surgery, I had a patient advocate come out and talk to verify the information that the doctor was telling me and the information that I was receiving. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on this. I want to make sure that you understand that you need to be asking who's going to do the procedures. How are the procedures going to be done? Are they going to be done at the home? Are they going to be done in an office? Are they going to be done in a clinic? Am I supposed to do this as homework? You know, it's who, what, where, when, and how. And where, you know, we just finished talking about that. When, how often? Do you do it in the morning? Do you do it in the afternoon? Do you do it on your schedule? So where I'm going with this is that helps you to develop a plan and understand what those parameters are in order for you to get healthy. More importantly, the who and some of the what and the why is that you can ask for alternatives to the American Medical Society's dogma. And when I talk about that, here's one that I just learned this past week. I have a friend that went in to have a colonoscopy and didn't have anesthesia. I've known people that have gotten teeth pulled with no anesthesia, their teeth cleaned, and other procedures, root canals with no anesthesiologist or painkillers or any of that. Now, I'm not suggesting I would do that, but have you ever thought about it? If you're short on cost and high on pain tolerance, hey, that sounds like a winner to me. But if you're low on pain tolerance, then you need to go ahead and get that taken care of. The other part about it is that when I had the hand surgery, I was doing opiates, and that's not something I consider to be fun. And at that point, I learned that ibuprofen is more effective about monitoring pain than the opioids. And I've done, let's see, some of the heavier duty addictive drugs. One of them begins with an M. My point here is that if we know what the alternatives are, if we know that there's holistic medicine that will do this, or exercise, the last um, talk I did, I talked about plantar fasciitis. Well, I do exercise to get rid of that. You don't need surgery. You need to exercise and stretch and get it out. Well, here's the thing. I needed a patient advocate because the surgeries had gone wrong. The doctor or me, I'm not blaming anyone. I am blaming people. It didn't work. The surgery failed. So why is it that I need to go in? Is it the way the procedure is being done? Is it the way my body reacts? Is it the way I am over exercising? These are all things that you've got to understand. I've got another friend. They happen to have had knee surgery. They're on their third one within the past year. I don't know about you, but that hits the deductible, so the free ones are on the insurance company. But what a drag to be out for 6 weeks and not to be able to develop those relationships or go on vacation or be able to be ambulatory in order to be able to go to the bathroom. Well, we all need to understand that there are certain times in our lives where we need to understand what is happening and be able to be open and aggressive in talking to our healthcare physicians and professionals. I had a hernia surgery at one point, and that cut into my core, and I was sore, but I knew that I was very adamant about the type of therapy that I was going to be taking. So here's the thing that we need to remember, the biggest thing we need to remember. If we need support and advocacy, we need to be in relationship with those individuals. If we want to understand what's going on in our healthcare, we need to be adamant about asking the questions of who, what, where, why, and how, or when, one of those. So, I am starting a closed group. It's invitation only. And if you want the correct answers to your healthcare, if you want to have somebody that's going to be an advocate for you in not only with the traditional medicines, but in alternative medicines and alternative ways for you to be able to be healthy, then you need to join this particular group. I am doing other longer trainings in that group where they can be on demand. So come. It is, go to my website, excuse me, go to my Facebook page here, and let's talk about it. Let's get together so that you have a patient advocate, that you have somebody that's on your side that understands what's going on in the medical community and can give you the truth and helpful answers without any type of fox and henhouse kind of thing. I look forward to talking to you. I look forward to answering your questions. Go ahead and comment on this. I'd love to hear from you. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.